Stroke is a medical term that describes an event inside the brain in which there is a sudden loss of function. Stroke, also known brain attack or cerebrovascular attack or CVA. It is not uncommon and it can affect anyone at any age. Like the rest of our body, the brain depends on a network of blood vessels to carry oxygen and nutrients to the cell. When those vessels become blocked or damaged, and the oxygen cannot no longer reach its destination, a person suffers a stroke. Stroke has five symptoms. These are numbness, confusion, vision problem, and difficulty walking and severe headache. A stroke can be prevented and treated by thrombolytic therapy, antiplatelet drugs, and antihypertensive medication. We would recommend to you people to go proper diet, stop smoking, exercise regularly every day, and do not drink alcohol so that we can prevent stroke.
Prevention is better than cure is a principle that is best insofar as acquiring a disease is concerned. To prevent stroke, the diet of a person must first be examined. In the diet, a person acquires the necessary nutrients to sustain the bodily needs, but on the other hand, it can also be abused. Taking drugs, drinking too much alcohol, consuming fatty foods, or basically eating unhealthy foods are forms of abusive diet that can lead to stroke. Following the GLOW division of meals is a minimum requirement for a healthy and balanced diet. It is also recommended to drink at least 8 glasses of water every day to replenish the lost body fluid and prevent dehydration. Proper exercise is also encouraged. Too much fat can lead to multiple diseases and stroke is one of those. Smoking cigarettes is highly discouraged. The tars and nicotine limits the breathing mechanism of the lungs. This might lead to failure in some part of the body due to the lack of oxygen production. This might also lead to stroke. Therefore, to prevent and lessen the probability of acquiring stroke, a person must re-examine his or her diet and is encouraged to burn some fats through constant exercise, and finally must avoid any contact of cigarette, for second-hand smokers is more dangerous.
Today, I'm going to talk about the subject that focused our goal to understand the main causes of diseases of the human body. In my speech today, I will be discussing on what the disease is all about, which the main topics is the stroke disease. We all know many people have experienced this kind of disease. We can ward off death forever, but we can for sure try to delay it for as long as possible. If you want to push your final day of your life as far into the future as possible, one of the top health issues you need to be aware of is stroke. I have a question. So what is stroke? Stroke is a disease that affects the arteries leading to and within the brain. A stroke is a brain attack. It can happen to anyone at any time. A stroke is a sudden interruption in the blood supply of the brain. It occurs when blood flow to an area of brain is cut off. When this happens, brain cells are deprived of oxygen and begin to die. When brain cells die during a stroke, abilities controlled by the area of the brain such as memory and muscle control are lost. How a person is affected by the stroke depends on where the stroke occurs in the brain and how much the brain is damaged. The causes of stroke is a stroke may be caused by blocked artery, ischemic stroke, or the leaking or bursting of the blood vessel, hemorrhagic stroke. Some people may experience only a temporary disruption of blood flow to the brain that doesn't cause permanent damage.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about our disease, specifically stroke, and its causes and symptoms. But first, we are going to change outfit. And find an appropriate place to talk about our disease.
Let me explain what stroke is. Stroke is a disease that affects the arteries leading to and within the brain. A stroke is a brain attack. It can happen to anyone at any time. This is an example of stroke. So let's go to the clinic and ask Zia Banid, one of the best doctors here in Lasal Academy, to tell us when will stroke occur. When will a stroke occur?
So stroke occurs when a part of the brain is deprived of the oxygen it needs to function properly. Like the rest of our body, the brain depends on the network of blood vessels to carry oxygen and nutrients to the cells. When these vessels become blocked or damaged and oxygen can no longer reach its destination, a person suffers a stroke.
Now we all know that a stroke occurs when a particular artery is being blocked. And I also learned that symptoms of stroke are numbness, dizziness, and severe headache.
Stroke is the fifth leading cause of death and affects 800,000 people per year. So that's all guys. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned lots of new things in our discussions today. So thank you guys. Goodbye.